Mark my words, these are the 9mm pistols everyone will be scrambling for next year. Not maybe, not if, it's happening. Forget whatever's trending right now. These are the pistols that are about to dominate ranges, dominate matches, dominate holsters, whether the internet is ready or not. I've seen the patterns, I've watched the cycles, and I've shot enough steel to know exactly what's about to explode. This isn't guesswork. There are new kings coming, real-world performers that'll stomp every hype train the fanboys have been riding all year. And if you're looking for influencer favorites or flavor of the month picks, wrong video. What I'm about to show you is what actually wins once the timer starts. Don't believe me? Fine. Come back next spring and check the leaderboards, or better yet, get on the range, run these guns hard, and tell me I'm wrong, because I promise you right now, sacred cows will be dropped, egos will be bruised, and at least one pick in this list is gonna piss off an entire fan base. Let's get rolling. Nobody saw it coming, but mark my words, this is the sleeper that's about to flip the whole damn game. The internet treated the P10C like background noise last year, called it forgettable, even just another CZ. Well, good. That silence is exactly what is going to blindside everyone next. Real shooters have already started noticing. I saw one run through a match it had no business winning. Rain, mud, terrible lighting, and it just kept punching through while the so-called favorites quit early. You're gonna start seeing more of these on belts, on duty rigs, and in holsters of guys who don't care about Instagram angle, only what survives pressure. When triggers get mushy, sights go dim, and weather turns ugly, the P10C stays cold and mean. No hype, no marketing push, just a pistol that refuses to quit. Put 5,000 rounds through it and tell me it's just another CZ. You won't. And trust me, this is just the start. Save this list, check back next spring, and see what's still standing. I'm telling you straight, next year, the effing 509 Tactical is gonna knock the teeth out of every overhyped range toy on the board. I've seen this thing get dragged through hell. Night shoots, barricade drilled, dropped on gravel, kicked across concrete, run suppressed, shot left-handed, and beaten through force on force without a moment of mercy. No excuses, no babied conditions, just raw punishment, baby. This gun wasn't built for likes, it wasn't built for comfort, it wasn't built for the Gucci glass posers polishing slides more than they shoot. The 509 Tactical was built for war, period. Contract roots, real-world scars, and a presence that says, if you're not here to fight, step aside. When the fakes start choking, this thing just keeps hammering steel like it's bored. No drama, no marketing shine, just violence delivered clean. So here's my call. Next year, watch the effing 509 Tactical start clearing the board. And if you think this one hits hard, wait until you see what's coming up next. The arms race is only getting louder. A rough Texas town settles into sundown, gravel streets crunching under worn boots, saloons busted open like old wounds, and a row of tired shooters waiting under a sky burning red at the edges. Trouble hangs in the air, thick as the dust, and every man knows steel speaks louder than any voice around here. They're here to see who survives when the dust hits the lungs and everyone starts breaking. Fancy irons quit first, fogged glass, sticky triggers, attitude everywhere. The GX4 Carry, on the other hand, don't flinch. While others fight their gear, this little brute just spits brass and hits steel without breaking a sweat. There's a dude in snakeskin boots with a high-end optic turning red in the face. GX4 Carry owner looks bored. Looks like he's seen this movie 100 times. No sponsor patches, no polished gun bag, just a pistol that doesn't care who's watching and doesn't care whose feelings it ruins. When the sun finally goes down, nobody remembers who almost won. They just remember the one gun that didn't jam, didn't fold, and didn't ask permission. In Texas, we don't call that an underdog, we call it the bastard that ruined your favorite's reputation. Next year, when folks start talking about what really dominated, it's the GX4 Carry they'll be whispering about. Next year, this gun isn't entering the fight, it's walking in like it already owns the damn scoreboards. The AXG macro doesn't warm up, doesn't stretch, doesn't look around for approval. It just steps onto the line, drops brass, and makes every legend gun looks like yesterday's news. I've seen guns with bigger reputations and louder fan clubs. Didn't matter. The AXG macro outshot them cold. Steel frame slams flat, recoil dies fast, sights snap back like they're magnetized to the target. Nothing flashy, nothing cute, just raw authority in metal. All shooters notice it first. That quiet, oh hell, this thing's different. Young shooters notice it later, usually after getting embarrassed on the timer. This isn't the gun people brag about. This is the gun they regret not buying sooner. Think this shook the range? Wait until you see which pistol embarrasses an entire category next. If this iron ain't running the tables next year, folks just ain't looking. The Walther PDP Compact's fixing to mop the floor with the old guard, plain and simple. Indoor match, bright lights, timer screaming. Legacy guns start choking under pressure. Slide sluggish, sights wandering, shooters fighting their grip. When the PDP steps in, no drama, no nerves. Snaps to target before your eyes even register the buzzer. Red dot stays alive while others flicker out like cheap bulbs. Grip locks in even when your hands are leaking sweat. No nostalgia, no cowboy scenes. This is pure competition steel. On the clock, the guy running the PDP isn't lucky, he's simply faster, cleaner. By this time next year, show up without a PDP and you're the warm-up act. Next is the gun that'll make even PDP shooters tighten their grip. Clatter. Yep, that's the damn Micro 9 hitting the floor again. Doesn't flinch? Because it never does. Thinks like a drunk alley cat with a switchblade, bites you one night, saves your hide the next, and walks away like you were the problem. You ever drop your carry-on concrete outside a biker bar? Didn't think so. The Micro 9 doesn't care. It fires angry, reloads sloppy, rides loose in a jacket pocket, and still hits center mass like it's settling an old score. People laugh at it now. Too small, too wild, too unpredictable. Yeah? Well, laugh while you still can, because next year, you're gonna see this little gremlin crawling into every waistband, embarrassing the bigger names, and showing up in holsters where it absolutely shouldn't be. Mark my words, 2025 is when everyone pretends they always knew the Micro 9 was trouble. Don't say I didn't warn you. Go ahead, roll your eyes. Every time Ruger drops something with a new nameplate, the internet thinks it's just another polymer toy. Well, fine. Watch what happens next year when this RXM starts wrecking egos. This thing wasn't built for clout, it was built to break patterns. I watched a kid run one through a mixed match drill. Steel, hostage swinger, 30-yard sprint, while two guys with trusted brands cooked their optics and missed easy transitions. RXM didn't even breathe hard. Red dot tracked like it was on rails, and that flat muzzle flip looked like someone glued it to the target. And here's the part nobody wants to hear. By summer of next year, holsters are gonna be full of these. Doesn't matter what you carried in 2024. This thing's about to rewrite the playbook you swear by. Get ready or get left behind. And don't blink, what's coming after this will hit even harder. You think you've got Shield X figured out? Yeah, keep telling yourself that. Next year is when this thing starts exposing every loudmouth who swore it was just another M&P. I watched a concealed carry class freeze when a guy dumped a full mag through a Shield X while the Glock boys were fighting double feeds like they owed the gun money. Crowd went quiet, real quiet. This pistol doesn't rise because of hype, it rises because it embarrasses the guns people pretend are flawless. The trigger snaps like a bad attitude, the recoil line stays straight even when your hands are shaking, and the gun never asks for permission. By the end of 2025, half the internet is gonna pretend they always liked it. They didn't. They were scared of it. Think this was loud? Wait till you see the next one. The one that'll make Shield X owners sit up straight. Nobody remembers the rules until the Masada shows up, kicking the damn door off the hinges like it never cared who wrote them in the first place. This thing doesn't fit in. It arrives, dripping rainwater and sand from whatever mess you dragged it through, and suddenly the whole firing line goes quiet, not because they're impressed, but because someone's expensive custom toy just got embarrassed by a pistol that costs half as much and refuses to let up. I've watched the Masada outshoot gear snobs in weather that made electronics scream. I've seen it slam back to life after getting dropped on concrete real hard. It doesn't ask for respect, it takes it and leaves old guard pistols staring at the ground like they know their time is up. And if you think this chaos is over, wait till we show you the next one. I'm really tired of hearing the same Glock sermons, but here we go, because the 19 Gen 5 won't leave the damn conversation. I've run mine long enough to know the truth fanboys won't say out loud. The grip texture choose your side raw, the mag can drop if you hit it wrong in cold weather, and the trigger? Yep, I felt it missed a reset when adrenaline was high and gloves were wet. Perfection my ass. But here's where things get messy. Gen 6 isn't a rumor anymore. Patents have leaked, test guns have been spotted. A modular frame, direct mount optics, and a no trigger pull takedown system. Glock is clearly cooking something that'll make half the internet swear they always knew. So hate the Gen 5, trust it, curse it, doesn't matter. Every year someone tries to dethrone it, and every year those new kings die quick. Next year, somebody's gonna eat their words, and it won't be the Glock. People keep asking why the HK USP is still on a best handguns of 2025 list. Well, that's simple. Because nothing built after it has managed to kill it. The internet hates admitting that. They want polymer fashion toys and slide cuts you can shave with. Meanwhile, the USP just stands there like an old prize winner who never got knocked out. This pistol wasn't built for light or lightweight trends. It was built for the nights when everything goes wrong and you're the only one walking toward the noise. The controls feel like machinery, not marketing. The recoil system laughs at plus P, and when the lights go out, the USP doesn't ask how you feel, it just works even in 2025 when half the new guns can't even survive a dirty mag. And if you thought this old veteran hits hard, the next one will punch even meaner. Some guns earn respect the hard way by humiliating everyone that doubted them. The MC9 Prime walks in like the guy nobody invited, but everybody suddenly shuts up for. That bitter, unwanted guest from the wrong side of town. Shoebox range, gas station coffee, steel splinter hands. The big brands laughed at it for years until this little outsider started embarrassing guns twice its price and left their fanboys choking on excuses. I watched it ruin a whole line of respectable pistols one cold morning. Rain, mud, busted targets, and one smug dude walking home with his pride in a plastic bag. MC9 Prime doesn't brag, doesn't pose, doesn't even blink. It just kept working while the established legends jammed like old lawnmowers. There's a chip on this gun's shoulder you can feel in your bones. It didn't come for applause, it came to settle a score, taking back respect the industry said it didn't deserve. And if you think its revenge tour is over, just you wait. They crowned new kings every year, but nobody checked the basement to see who never stepped down. That's the M9 A4, the outsider who didn't need applause, didn't need a comeback, didn't need permission. When the trends changed, it stayed. When the internet mocked it, it loaded another mag. And when the younger, shinier pistols started choking under pressure, the M9 A4 just kept grinding forward like a veteran who's buried too many replacements to bother naming them. I've watched it embarrass guns built 20 years after it. I've seen shooters swap optics, plates, and triggers, while the M9 A4 kept running with nothing but scars and attitude. It doesn't want friends, it wants the satisfaction of outlasting anyone who thought they were safe. You don't retire a gun like this, you carry it until the dirt takes you. And if you thought this outsider's revenge story was brutal, wait until you see the bonus gun lined up next. It didn't just survive, it refused to die. They don't call this a bonus, they call it the pistol everything in 2025 is still measured against. Ask any range officer over 40. The M17 isn't some comeback story. It never left the throne. Dirt, sand, cold, heat. This thing's been abused harder than half the guns pretending to be next gen, and it still answers like a judge hitting the gavel. You want dominance next year? The M17 already owns the scoreboards. Civilian shooters, cops, instructors, everyone's chasing the same thing. Reliability that doesn't flinch, and 2025 isn't changing that. If you think anything's overtaking it soon, you certainly haven't been paying attention. And if you thought the M17 was the last benchmark standing, wait until you see bonus number 2. This next one didn't just revive history, it took it hostage. You know what's really funny? Every expert swore the Max 9 wasn't built for 2025, but here you are, staring at the pistol that's about to make all their predictions look stupid. This isn't some museum piece or a military relic. This is the knife in the dark showing up while everyone else is arguing about specs like children. Picture it. Cramped indoor range, winter morning, everyone's hands numb. The fancy guns choke one by one, optics fogging up, brass dribbling at their feet. But the Max 9, it just keeps running like it enjoys the cold, like it was born in it. Every shot snaps out with that don't blink or you'll miss it attitude the internet still pretends doesn't exist. Call it whatever you want, but next year in 2026, a lot of shooters are going to pretend they always knew the Max 9 was special. Sure they did. History didn't see this one coming. Deny it at your own risk. Seen a man freeze mid-reload, eyes go wide, mind finally catching up to the fact he dragged the wrong iron into the fight? That kind of moments got Shadow 2 stamped all over it. The Shadow 2 doesn't return, doesn't rise again, doesn't ask for your approval. It walks onto the line in 2025 like it already owns 2026, and every shooter with an ego suddenly pretends they weren't talking trash last season. This thing isn't chasing trends, it's rewriting the rules while everyone else argues about them. Ask the real competitors, the ones who don't film TikTok reloads. They already know what's coming next year. More shattered reputations, more excuses, more grown men staring at the timer, wondering how the hell a steel-framed monster just embarrassed their modern favorite. If you don't understand the Shadow 2 by now, fine. But when 2026 hits and you're still pretending polymer magic will save you, that's failure on you, not the gun. And trust me, what's coming after this makes the Shadow 2 look polite. They didn't see it coming. The PSA Dagger didn't wait for permission, didn't ask for a lane. This 9mm slammed into the conversation and started flipping tables in front of everyone who swore it would never matter. All the snobs, all the price tag worshippers, all the foreign philosophers, exposed. The Dagger turned 2025 into a street fight and walked in smiling. every time it shows up, something gets embarrassed, usually the gun that was supposed to win, and that's why next year belongs to it. Not because it's cheap or even friendly, but because it makes the comfortable uncomfortable and the confident nervous. Mark my words, y'all, ignore the Dagger in 2026 and you're not just behind, you're on the wrong side of the year. Disagree? Good. Mark this list, save it, and let's talk next year. But don't come back unless you've actually run these guns hard. I want real arguments, not fanboy essays, and unless you put at least 5,000 rounds through any one of these pistols, don't bother trying to tell me I'm wrong. Keyboard warriors, take your shot. Everyone else, get out on the range, buy some ammo, and then come tell me what actually held up. Next year's gonna expose a lot of legends, and it's gonna crown a few new kings. Watch the leaderboards, watch the matches, and watch what people quietly switch to when nobody's filming. Because trust me, the guns on this list, you're gonna see them everywhere. And if your favorite didn't make it, hey, maybe it's time to admit that the internet hyped it harder than reality ever did. Or maybe it'll earn its way in next time. Either way, we're not done. I'll see you in the next one. This is your boy Steve, and you already know how this goes.